Whoops. That one. So then, that one going. Okay, and that. Okay, cool. I think I'm good, y'all. So, so I've got Instagram going, guys. So if you're on Facebook or YouTube, let me know. Give me a thumbs up or let me know that you are on. And that way I can go ahead and not have to worry about that. Not have to worry about the situation with this side over here. Let me actually get to my notes here because I need to look at my notes before I get started. Hope y'all are doing good. Happy Saturday, or whatever happiness you can experience today or give yourselves today. Happy Saturday. So, let's see. Where's my thing? Oh, there it is. Social media scripts. So, like, I always have to have my scripts just in case, because I need to go over some things before I get started. As usual. All right, cool. Excellent. I'm not... Oh, there you go. I was like waiting for the comments. Thank you, Lola. Awesome. All right. Hey, guys. Happy Saturday. All right. So I decided to do the live today because I have an agreement with God that I have to fulfill, essentially. My agreement is that I am going to do this work and offer to help people who need the help. And the deal is I will receive insight, knowledge, awareness, all of that stuff that I can also utilize or appreciate, but I have to give it as well. And so part of the deal I have with God is because I am able to do this, I also have to share it with people. And I am supposed to do this at least twice a week, which is Wednesdays and Fridays. Those are the days that I have set up for this. But because of this week and the craziness of this week, with what went down on Wednesday, I wasn't in the right state of mind to be able to do this. So that's why we canceled Wednesday. Yesterday, I blew up and blew out because I needed to, and I needed to express it. And I don't apologize for that. For those of you who were witness to all of that, don't apologize for that at all. What tends to happen sometimes is we all, even, and people always some people think that they are more psychic than others. We all have the abilities that I have. We can all do what I do. I'm just showing you an example that you can do this too. That is all I'm here, is to remind you and to show you of what you're capable of yourself. And with that being said, the more sensitive you become, the more aware, the more open you become, the more affected you become as well. You can't have one without the other. You can't ask to be more psychically sensitive or be in tune without feeling it in that way. And so that's just part of the deal. It's part of how this works. And so whenever something's going on and it's affecting a lot of people, or when the consciousness of our collective is being impacted by something, think of it as like a volcano. When we think of a volcano and it's rumbling underneath, it's starting to bubble, it's starting to build energy. Before a volcano blows, or before it goes off, for the most part, you usually have warning signs. There's usually like an earthquake. There's usually like smoke starting to come from the crater. There's usually all of these little things that start to happen before it actually booms. I am one of the warning signs. So whenever I find myself reacting or feeling completely possessed, you can say, by an emotional expression or a sense of beingness that I can't even control myself, because I'm very good at actually restraining myself and being very well collected and keeping myself within integrity. But whenever I can't even do that and there's an emotional reason for it, that means that it's beyond me. It's not just me. There's something more to it. And so for those of you who are sensitive or more sensitive, if you start to feel these waves of emotion, these waves of intense anger or rage, these waves of sadness or, just complete despair, that is normal if you are a sensitive. Because if it's not anything that has to do with you directly, but you're feeling it, it's because you're tapping in and picking up on the collective consciousness, the collective state. So that's what tends to happen. So whenever I start to show signs, that means that something bigger is bubbling underneath the surface, and I'm a warning sign. So if I ever react the way that I did if I ever do again what I did yesterday, which is I reacted and it completely expressed and just had all this come out, which again, I do not apologize for, because I feel that I expressed myself the way I needed to. Just know that it is a warning sign that something is happening or something is taking shape within the collective. And if it's happening with me, usually when I experience something, it shows up within a month's time of me experiencing it. Lately, in the past like in the past few months, it's within weeks. So I just want y'all to be aware that if y'all are feeling the same thing, it's perfectly normal. That means that something's coming. So be aware of that. So the best way to deal with it is just to release it or express it. If you don't have anyone to express it to, write it down or do something that you have to do, like to physically like release it. Because if you're not, you will store that energy within you, and then it will actually affect you. It will basically settle into your physical body, and it'll become energy inside of you, and it'll just start to eat away at you. So you have to release it, or it's going to take over and become something that's like toxic or poisonous within you. So you have to release it. Okay. All right. So like I said, I have a deal with God, so I'm supposed to do this twice a week. So this is why I'm doing this now again on a Saturday, because I didn't get a chance to do this week, and I'm supposed to be helping y'all. And that's just my agreement with God. So I am giving away a free session today. This is a free session of the person's choice. If you wanted it to be a mediumship session, a full like private mediumship session with me, that it can be that. If you wanted just a life reading, a life analysis reading, you can do that. If you want an energy coaching session, you can do that. It just depends on the one that you're going to feel the most connected to. But when I let you whoever's going to win, when I let you know, my assistant Roxy will reach out to you, and then we'll set up the appointment. But I'll announce it so that people can know that someone's been picked as well, because I'm not going to be able to pick it while I'm on here. I have to pick it like after the fact, so I can go back over and check, because I need y'all to do 3 things, right? I need y'all to like or give me some hearts. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, give me a thumbs up, and also type in your question in the comments. But also, if you think someone else could also use or appreciate an opportunity for a reading, type their name or at them in the comment section, or you can just send them with the little button. Like if you're in Instagram, the little button that allows you to share it with that person, or share it with your group or friends or audience or whatever, just because it'll help them to connect to the video so that they can come here and also participate as well. Okay, so that's all I need. If you want to win, then you need to do those 3 things, and then I'm gonna go back and check to see who basically did what they needed to do, and then I'll pick someone from that, and then I'll let y'all know. I'm actually going to pick 2 people. So I decided before I got on, because they said you pick 1 person for each day you didn't do this. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm going to pick 1 for Wednesday. I'm going to pick 1 for Friday. So I'm going to actually pick 2 people to get a free session. And again, when you are contacted by my assistant, you can pick the kind that you want or the type that you want. So just FYI with that, okay? All right, so let's get started with the readings, right? So my statements are personal opinions, not proven facts. Whatever decisions or actions you take, you are 100% responsible and liable for those. You can change your future. It is never set in stone. What I am sensing is more of an energetic forecast of what's to come. You can decide to change your future and change it. Most people don't, but you can do it. And lastly, I am not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. For legal medical advice or treatment, please consult a licensed professional. You can still ask me those kinds of questions, but you should go to a doctor before you go to a psychic. You should go to a counselor before you go to a psychic if you have to work through stuff. A psychic should not be the first person you run to. Now, I know that, I was like, what's going on here? I know that a lot of people come to me because they see me as a therapist, which is fine. I appreciate the vote of confidence, and I love you all for that. But you should still go to a professional, just because I am still a limited human being. There's only so much that I can do, or there's only so much that I have a specialty in, okay? Okay, so if you want to ask me a question about your life, do so in the comments. You have to be specific. If you ask a general question, what do you see? Tell me a message. How are my finances? How is my health? That's too general. That is a full reading that we would get into. I need you to like narrow it down into a specific question, because the more specific it is, the easier it is for me to tune into exactly what you're asking, so I can just answer it and then move on to the next person, because I can focus that quickly. If it's like a general question, like, tell me about my husband, like, what the hell about him? He has diarrhea? Are you asking about his like pooping habits? Are you asking about like his, weird fungus on his toenail? Like, what are you asking? That's what happens. I don't know everything. People think that psychics, that we see everything, that we know everything. If psychics saw and knew everything, we would run the world. We would literally run this bitch. But that's not the reality, y'all. And any psychic that says that they see or know everything, they are conning you, and they're pretty much going to take your money. Psychics don't do that. We are able to sense detail. There's a huge difference between sensing detail and knowing everything. I don't know everything. I only sense detail, but I'm really good at sensing detail, and I can sense a crap load of detail. So when I sense detail or I tune in to something specific, I get a lot of information coming back to me, and sometimes it's in bits and pieces, sometimes it's a symbolic form, sometimes I just kind of know. So that's how it works for me, and it's just easier that way. If we were sitting down doing a full reading, I would actually spend the time and take myself into those states, because actually people don't realize this. When I do a reading, people don't talk for the first 20 minutes because I'm literally just like, I got psychic diarrhea. I'm going through every single section of someone's life, and I'm telling them exactly what I'm seeing happening or coming up or what they may find themselves dealing with. And then at the last 30 minutes, like the last 10 minutes, they can ask me whatever questions they want to ask me about. But I don't need them telling me anything. I need to figure it out myself. But because we're in this format, be specific so that way I can get through it faster. I am going to take longer today, guys, so I am going to do this longer than I normally would, because normally I only do this for an hour, but today I'm going to go longer than that just because, again, I didn't do it on Wednesday or on Friday, so I have to make up for my time, my credits here. So that's that. When you are asking about your loved one in spirit, just let me know who you want me to connect with. You don't have to tell me how they died or what happened. You don't have to tell me all those extra things. Just tell me who you want to connect with. I know some people don't really even want to give me a name. They say like my dad or whatever. That's fine as well. It's really just whoever you want to connect with, so I can take my attention to that connection or to that person and see if I can get them on the phone. It's almost like a bat signal. Like whenever I have an intention, I'm going to try to connect with that person. It's like a bat signal into the ether or into that spiritual realm, and they come forward and I'm able to get a hold of them for the most part. Sometimes other family members or other people want to get into the conversation, but I'm pretty good at being able to get people on the line. If you want to talk to a loved one in spirit, just let me know who you want to talk with, and I'll try to connect and give you some information to help you understand that they're with you, to affirm that they're around you, signs or symbols they may share with you, or a message from them. I don't see them, I don't hear them, so it's not like they communicate in that way. I wish they did. My life would be so much easier. If I could see them, but I couldn't hear them, I would just tell them to learn sign language so I could basically speak with them in sign language, but I don't see them in this way. They're all in my head. They're all inside of my brain. So that's how it works for me. And we can all do what I do. Again, I just understand the process, and I've spent time practicing and refining it. That's the only difference between you and I. So when I connect with them, they may share different things, but whatever I get, I'm going to share with you, even if I can't figure it out, because my job is not to know what they're saying or to know exactly everything that's gone on. My job is simply to share the message, because in trying to figure out what they're saying, I actually slow myself down, and I actually waste time when I just need to regurgitate what they're telling me or share it in the best way possible. It doesn't have to, it's not about me, it's about the person that's trying to connect with them and the person in spirit, okay? Is there anything else that I need to tell you? If you are on Facebook or Instagram, if you're on Facebook and YouTube, if you get hit up by a troll, you might get hit up by a troll, someone that messages you, that asks you to message them, and that they will give you a reading or private message them or whatever. That is not my assistant. My assistant's going to contact y'all after the lives. So if someone tries to reach out to you on Facebook or YouTube, that is a troll. It's someone who's probably going to have a crazy name, or they may try to use my first name, but I'm right here talking to y'all. I'm not here typing away on the thing, messaging you to message me. So that's not me. That is a troll. I would suggest you report them as spam and then block them. And that way, enough of you doing that will kick them out of the thing, okay? All right, I think that's it. I think that's it, right? Yeah, by the way, guys, I know some of y'all are going to... Several of you are going to be disappointed because I'm not going to get to everybody. Even though I do this twice a week, I'm not going to get to everybody. So if you just get tired of waiting and you want to set up a time with me, you can just go to my website. Everything's there. Like, it's super easy to, and there's price points for everybody at different budgets. So you don't have to be a millionaire to come and have a session with me, video call or whatever. You don't have to be a millionaire. You can be just a regular person working at a Starbucks, making $1. So I have price options for everybody. Okay. I think that's it, right? Website. Oh yeah, sign up for my newsletter. I haven't sent a newsletter out in like 2 weeks just because, you normally do it, but I'm just like, haven't done it. But I'm going to send a new one out in this coming week. So sign up for my newsletter. You can do so on my website. Okay. And a lot of people have been asking me about everything that's been going on. I've already made my positions very clear, y'all. I've already shared like my opinions on what's happening and what do I expect to happen. But if you want to actually see my prediction, because a lot of people were like, oh my God, Ferny, when this happened, I immediately thought of your prediction. I still don't think it's done yet. I still think there's more elements to come, but we'll see in the next couple of weeks. But if you want to know more about it, I have it all available. Just if you're on Instagram, you can click my bio link, and that'll take you to the options to choose. My article is there about it that I wrote like last May, I think. And then I also shared the dream last year when everything was happening, but the dream was actually from March 2019, before Black Lives Matter even was on mainstream radar, before everything that was going on now. It's happened, like all that stuff. I dreamt a lot of the stuff that's going down, and I talked about it in my dream from 2019. And the posts are still up and available on my Facebook and on my Instagram, y'all. So if y'all want to know more about that and my positions on things, go check out the content, and it's on my website. It's also, you can get there through Instagram as well. Okay, so I'm gonna do text versions first. So I'm gonna be bouncing back and forth between the 3 platforms, and then I'm going to do videos with some of y'all. If you're doing a video, you can only do it on Instagram. So if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you're gonna need to get your butt over to Instagram, because that's the only one that's allowing me to do so. I don't know why they haven't like all merged, but that's the only one that is allowing me to do that. So, but if you just wanna ask me like a text question, then you can do so like on the messages as well, okay? Okay, let's get started, because I'm ready to go. So let me jump and bounce around here. Let's see. Michelle Henry Howard on Facebook. Does my mother know that I have thyroid cancer? That I have thyroid cancer too? Yes, because she's giving me a thumbs up, so she's aware of it. But the one that you have, you might have one that's like almost like on the opposite side of where hers was, or you might have it almost feels like it's on a different part of it, or it's not exactly the same type, but it's still in the same region. So there's a slight difference there, because she's acknowledging that there's some slight differences, but she's saying yes, thumbs up, that she's aware of it. She also says that she's been sending you birds lately, just to kind of let you know that you're not alone and that she is around you. She also keeps acknowledging the letter, I think she's showing me the letter M, even though I know you're Michelle, but she's showing me another M. I almost want to say it as a male's name, like Michael. So there might be a Michael that she's also trying to acknowledge. Either there's a Michael with her in spirit, or there's a Michael here in life, and she's trying to acknowledge that person or make reference to that person. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. I don't know if when Christmas was going on, if there was like, sometimes when people put a tree up, then they put the skirt around the bottom of the tree. I don't know if you have your mother's tree skirt, or there's something that's funny that happened with the tree skirt this year, because she's making fun of, or she's like acknowledging like the weirdness with the bottom of the tree, or the funny thing that happened with that. So there's a reference to that. So if that happened, she's just trying to let you know she was around you and she saw what happened, okay? Angela Danny Tharrington. Any messages on Facebook? Any messages from my father-in-law, Mason, please? Yeah, so the first thing he's acknowledging, he's referencing bad timing. So I kind of want to say that he's acknowledging that the timing of his passing was off, or not off, it was bad timing, meaning that he passed around a significant date or event, because he's acknowledging the timing being different. He also keeps referencing the number 7, so either July or the 7th of a month, any month, is connected, because he's referencing that as well. He also keeps, thank you. It's interesting, because even though you're saying Mason, I keep seeing Georgie or George or Gigi or Georgie or JJ. It's almost like I'm hearing that. So there's a reference there. So either he's acknowledging someone with him who's got that name, or he's acknowledging someone here in spirit, in human form, and he's wanting to make reference to that person. He also keeps, thank you. He also keeps showing me 2 babies. So he's doing this. Whenever I see this, that can mean a couple of things. The first thing that I think of is that it's a child that was miscarried, lost, or terminated, and there would be 2. But I'm not feeling sad. I'm almost feeling like anticipation. So there might be a potential pregnancy, or you might have, either that's the case, or he's aware of the 2 kids. But there's a reference there, because he's making that gesture for me, baby, and then he's showing me the number 2. So there's an acknowledgement with that as well. He's repeating his name. So someone may actually be named after him, or someone may someone may be named after him, or there might be a junior, because I'm almost seeing his name twice, okay? Tony Preston, huh? The guy who I've been seeing, do you see us being together? His name starts with R. So the way that I feel about this, Tony, is I think that there's potential, but the timing might be an issue. I feel like in a couple of months, maybe a little bit less than a couple of months, y'all are gonna end up, y'all are gonna have to make a choice or a decision whether y'all want to keep going or if y'all want to just kind of pull it back a little bit. Part of it has to do with some circumstances changing in his life that he may not necessarily have control over. And so if he decides to deal with that or he decides to address that, it may require that y'all not be together for some reason. So it almost feels like that. I also feel like it's because of another person or another individual in his life that he has to attend to. That's the feeling that I get. Thank you. Actually, the way I want to describe this, because they're showing me a situation with another client where I have a client where she is talking to a guy. They're kind of involved, but they're not officially involved, I guess. But the guy got out of a long-term serious relationship right before they got together, but he was done with that. But with everything going, he's a doctor, so with everything going on, he's pretty much like withdrawn and he's not really engaging because he's having to deal with that. But there's also still stuff that has to be dealt with the prior relationship or with the prior connection. And so she's just having to play the wait game. So you might find yourself having to play the patience or the wait game when this comes up in about 2 months. Okay. Let's go over here. Okay, let's see. All right, follow your heart always on Instagram. My boyfriend's mom passed away on New Year's Eve. Are there any messages for me? Yeah, the first thing she's acknowledging, first of all, she's making the pressure. I feel like I've got a lot of pressure in my chest. So I want to say that this is either something that's affecting the lungs or something that was affecting the heart. I almost feel like it's a combination of both. I also feel like my blood pressure is dropping. I also feel like, I didn't expect this to get as serious as it was. That's the way I want to, that's what she's saying. Like, I didn't expect this to get as serious, or I wasn't expecting this to turn into this. It's almost like something that may have started off one way and then it kind of morphed into something else. And that's what triggered the passing or caused the passing, not the original issue that was affecting her or causing issues with her. She also keeps, thank you. She's acknowledging 2 people having the same birthday or 2 people having the same date of significance, because she's like putting 2 people's dates together almost as if they're at the same time or they're the same. Like, for example, like if, let's say, for example, let's use my birthday. My birthday is May 6th. If my birthday was May 6th, but then my partner's mother's birthday was like January 6th. It's like the same day, but it's not exactly the same. There's something like that she's making reference to. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She has shown me time, so I don't know if y'all have a watch or a clock or if something odd happened with the time that she's also making reference to. If you start to see numbers aligning or numbers kind of like being repeating numbers, it might actually be a gesture from her or a gesture trying to get your attention to pay attention or to be aware that you're not alone or that you've got a visitor. There's a dog with her in spirit. So there might be a dog that was lost or that didn't make it. That's also with her spirit. It's almost like her way of like saying, hey, you know. She also says you're going to have patience, because I think she's talking about her son, and you're going to have patience because this might be a bit of a drawn out process for him, and it's going to take 2. I think she's talking about 2. When I think of 2, I'm thinking of 2 years, but it could be 2 months. But I'm wanting to say that this is going to be a 2-year process. So just might have to have patience, okay? Hey, Cha-Cha. Let's see. Hey, NMC Jaeger. Let's see. Lisa Kova, 8395. Hi Ferny, are there any messages from my dad for my family? Yeah, I almost, it's interesting because he's almost talking about the wall of memory. So I don't know if y'all dedicated an entire wall to him in someone's house, or there's like a wall that's dedicated to him, or some sort of memorial that's like a wall that's dedicated to him, because he's almost showing me something like that. He also keeps acknowledging the number 17, so either January 7th or the 17th of a month might be significant. He is also acknowledging a child or a baby in spirit with him, so there's either a baby that was miscarried, laws are terminated, or he's acknowledging being aware of a baby, but there's a reference there because he's acknowledging that. He also keys, thank you. He's trying to give me a name. I almost want to say like Lu. Immediately I think it's like a male's name, like Luke, because I kept thinking of Skywalker and I kept thinking of Star Wars, but I don't know if it's an L-U-C or L-U-K, because I'm acknowledging something like that as well. So either there's someone there that's he's wanting to make mention of, or there's someone here he's trying to acknowledge. He also keeps referencing a star. Whenever I see a star, that can mean a few things. Sometimes it could mean that someone had an actual star like thing that they wore. Sometimes it also means sheriff, police officer. It could also be like actual stars in the sky and something with astronomy. But he's making a reference to that as being important, or being like just a symbol. So there's a reference to that as well. I am seeing shooting stars. So shooting stars or falling stars might also be a sign from him or a gesture from him as well. He also keeps referencing thank you. I don't know if he was a smoker. I feel like I'm smelling smoke. Because I feel like I'm smelling smoke. So I don't know if he was a smoker. I know sometimes the guys, they do like the tobacco in their mouth. I don't know if he was a smoker, or if this is just, it might be another person actually. So he might not be the smoke. It might be an older female or a female, because I kind of feel like I'm seeing a female. I'm reminded of Roseanne Barr, like that kind of like very much like personality, like, the personality, but it's like I'm smelling smoke. So there's a female there as well who might be connected to the smoke. She might have even had cancer as well. So there's a reference there as well. Okay. Cha-cha for me. On Wednesday, I had a ladybug land on my shoulder, then a hummingbird flew around us family. Was that a loved one from the other side? Thank you. Yes, I feel like it was a father figure, so I feel like it was a male. I also feel like there's a baby coming into the family within the next, 6 or 7 months. So someone might announce a pregnancy, or someone may be pregnant, because they're almost acknowledging baby's coming. So be aware of that, okay? Dazzling on Instagram. Hey Ferny, what can you say about me and my boyfriend? So that started off as a horrible question. What can you say? I can say all kinds of stuff. I can say you like the color red, y'all like to hold hands. I can say all kinds of stuff, but I know you fixed it though. You fixed yourself. So I appreciate that. Are we gonna be together still? I feel like y'all are gonna be off and on for a while. Y'all may have 2 or 3 more breaks, and then I think y'all are gonna split. I don't think y'all are gonna stay together. My feeling is that you need to keep your eye on him, because I just don't trust him when he gets a little bit too, I don't trust him when he gets a little too cocky or arrogant, and when he gets a little too comfortable. So you need to keep your eye on him. But I feel like y'all are going to be back and forth. I also think that some people when they move forward in their lives and they've had exes, even though I've been my partner for 13 years, I've got exes on my Facebook or my Instagram, just the ones that I like, not all the exes, just the ones that I like. But I have a few exes who are followers, or they follow me, but then I also follow them, or I'm Facebook friends, and they were good people, so there was no issues there at all. And I'm not going to leave my partner for one of my exes, because I'm I'm with my partner. But some people cannot have those kinds of relationships with their exes, because it can be really messy, or not even a friendship or communication. I kind of don't want your boyfriend around the exes, so you might need to, again, keep your eye on him, because it could create issues, or it could bring up stuff that y'all are going to fight over or have challenges around. Okay, so just be careful about that. Hey, Linda. Um, I have my husband willing to watch for the first time. Do you have a message from Uncle Bruce for him? Yeah. Because I keep seeing a tie. I don't know if y'all have like a strap or like a tie or something that feels like it's got like that vibe to it, because I'm seeing something like that. So he's showing me that. He also keeps I feel like I need to clear my throat. So I don't know if he was having a lot of fluid in his or phlegm in his throat. He could never clear his throat because I almost want to and I want to clear my mouth. So there's a reference there. He also keeps referencing the number 11. So either the 11th of a month or November might be significant because he's making reference to that. He also keeps showing me what I'm reminded of. I'm reminded of like when I used to go fishing with my my grandpa. Because I'm seeing scenes from when I was younger and I used to go fishing with my grandpa. I don't know if your husband's the fisherman or if your uncle was the fisherman, but there might be an image or a shot of like being on a boat or being on a pier or like having like the long thing, because I almost am seeing it that way. So there's a reference there as well. I also I'm seeing a cap or a hat, and so there might be a cap or a hat. It's funny because it's like if someone had a cap, but then that was one cap, but then down the road someone else gets a cap that's almost identical, but it's not the same cap. He's showing me something like that. So I don't know if your husband has a cap that is very similar to the uncle's cap, or there's something about having a cap that's identical or similar, but there's a reference there as well. So he's acknowledging that. Also, Papa, I did not know my father, so I was raised. The father figure in my life before my stepfather was my grandpa. I'm reminded of like whenever someone who's not the father like helps to raise, or they're more involved in someone's life. I don't know if this is the uncle or this is another male, because I kind of want to bring someone else into the picture where there might be another individual or another person who is connected to your husband, and he's just wanting to acknowledge himself or make reference to him. He also is making my fingers feel weird. So either he had issues with his hands, his fingers, or something was crooked about one of his fingers, because I kind of want to make like I don't even know what to do with my hands, because I feel like I need to twist or contort my hands. So either he has some issues going on with his fingers, or your husband is having pain in his fingers and he's acknowledging the pain, but because he's doing something weird with my hands. So that might be connected to the grandfather or the papa figure, or the person that would have been like, in the picture. So that might be connected to him. Okay. So sailing too. I hope you can connect with my cousin who passed in October. Need to know he's okay and with me. Yes, he's laughing because it's like, even though you're upset or you're worried, for him, he's like, I'm fine. Like, I'm fine. It's so great. Like, he's almost like super happy or excited to be there. So he's acknowledging that. He is almost he's making it clear that he did not struggle, or it was not a painful passing for him, regardless of what people think. He's acknowledging that. He also makes me feel, thank you. I don't know if people spoke to him or were talking to him before he officially passed, because he's acknowledging a conversation or hearing prior to like being like out of his body, because he's acknowledging. I'm almost reminded of when like people are being worked on, or like someone's calling an ambulance, because that's how I'm reminded of that. So I don't know if y'all had to call an ambulance out for your cousin, or there was a reference to him being worked on, but there's almost like a reference there. But I also feel like I'm speaking to someone or trying to get them to like wake up, or to open their eyes, open your eyes, open your eyes. Like I almost feel like I'm saying that. So there's a reference there. He is acknowledging the number. I'm seeing two numbers. I'm actually seeing, again, it's funny because I've already seen these numbers, but they're coming up again. I'm seeing 7 or 17. If it's 7, it would be like July or the 7th of a month. If it's 17, it would be the 17th of a month or January 7th. But I don't feel right about that. I feel like there's something off. I almost feel like it's another number, but it's got a 7 in it, like 27. But yeah, it could be another number like 27. So there's something there that he's making reference to or acknowledging. He also keeps acknowledging Annie or Anna or Ani or Anya or Ani. There's like an A-N or Ani sounding name or Annie sounding name that he's trying to acknowledge or make reference to, which means there's either someone there with that name or there's someone here he's trying to make reference to or say hello to. Okay. Okay, let's go over here. Jessica Jeanette Morales on Facebook. Any messages from my brother or loved ones? Thank you so much. Definitely would help today of all days. Yes. First of all, he is acknowledging significant date of significance. So usually whenever they talk about that, they usually mean like within that time frame. So there's a date of significance within 30 days, 30 days forward, 30 days back. But he's acknowledging a date of significance. He's also saying there's an additional date on top of it. So it's not just one date. There's 2 dates within the 30-day period. He also keeps referencing the name Christian or Chris or Christopher or Chrissy. There's a Chris sounding name that he's trying to acknowledge or trying to make reference to. He also keeps acknowledging thank you. I don't know if you have twins or if there's twins, because he's almost acknowledging 2. I feel like I'm looking at 2 people who look identical or who have similar, like almost like twins. So there's a reference to twins. So either it's interesting. He's not going deeper than that. He's just said twins and then he said January. So I'm not sure where that's going. So there's a significance to the month of January, but then he just showed me twins again, or like a repeat. So he's making reference to that. He also said junior as well. So he's acknowledging a junior or having the same name or a repeating name as well, because he's acknowledging that also. He also keeps referencing the number 9. So the 9th of a month is significant, or September is also going to be significant as well. He also keeps referencing the deer. So when I think of deers, my first thought is Bambi, because that's what I grew up watching was Bambi, but I don't think that's what he's talking about. I think he's almost referencing, I'm almost reminded of like deer hunting, or like whenever someone's like hunting deer, or they have like a sweater or blanket that's got a deer on it, or they have like stuff on the wall that's like the horns of the deer. He's showing me something like that. So there's a reference there as well, because he's making acknowledgement to that. He also keeps popo. So there's a reference to popo. So I don't know if y'all have a popo that y'all connected to, but he's acknowledging the popo as well. He also keeps referencing the name Tanya or Tani or Tanya or Tony. There's a reference to that name as well, because he's bringing that up also. Okay. He's fine, by the way. He also says you worry too much. So he's like almost poking at you or making fun of you. He's like, you worry too much. You worry too much. So he's like kind of getting on you as well. Cassie Williams. Hi, Ferny. Any messages from my mom, Debbie, or my dad, Pat? Thank you. Yeah. So what's interesting is, it's interesting because when I think of them, they're making this gesture. Whenever I see this gesture, it means like reunited or at peace or making peace is usually what that means. So whenever I see that, it usually means that. I know most of the time I see that when like people were not getting along, or they were having differences of opinion, or they were not together. But that means like coming together or making peace. So there's a reference to that. They're also, thank you. Mom is acknowledging being in the vehicle or in the car with you, and also messing with the lights in the vehicle. So I don't know if you had something weird happen where the lights in your vehicle were acting odd, or you were in the vehicle and the lights came on, or the lights were flickering, but she's just acknowledging that. She also has used music to get your attention. So you might have heard songs or music in very random moments when you're thinking of her, or when you're thinking about your parents, because she's acknowledging music as well. You know what's interesting? I'm almost reminded, I have an uncle. One of my uncles played the violin. And so I'm reminded of my uncles, because one of my uncles played the violin. My grandpa played the guitar, or played the keyboard. Actually, all my uncles played the keyboard, but one of them played guitar. 2 of them played guitar. One of them played the trumpet. They were like musicians. They loved to play music. But I'm almost reminded when I used to play the violin. So I don't know if there's a violin song, or there's something about like this whole thing, because I'm seeing that in my mind. Your mom is also acknowledging a fabric that is hanging on the wall. So I don't know if you have a piece of fabric, like a piece of cloth or a fabric or an apron, but it's almost like I'm seeing something hang on the wall. So there's something to this that she's making reference to. Your father is there as well. He also is acknowledging butterflies. So butterflies are a significant sign from dad. Okay. People were like, life reading. I'm like, yeah, like, no, fool. Like you pick the kind of reading you want when you get picked for a full reading, because I'm giving away 2 free readings, y'all. So what I'm doing right now, this is just what I do every Friday and every Wednesday and Friday. But I'm giving away 2 full-blown like private readings. That's when you get to pick the kind of reading you want. When you're in here, you need to ask a question. That's what this is about. I'm only gonna like ask a question or do a quick connect with the spirit. Elizabeth Lever on Facebook. Is a new door and career opportunity opening up for me in the next few months? I'm not seeing any changes right this minute. There might be something shifting around September. I want to say August or September, around that juncture. I feel like there might be something changing, but you may not even see the benefit of that or be able to go forward until like November, December. So there might be kind of a delay in in what you know is changing versus the actual change itself. Interestingly enough, I do think that you are going to get some more training, certification, or education, which means you're either going to get more education or training to help you with the change, or you're actually going to be going into a program or getting some schooling there. So there's a reference there as well. Next year, I see you. It's interesting because like when I think of next year, I'm reminded of people whenever they start their own business, or people when they start like an investment or a venture. I'm reminded of that next year. So you might have an opportunity next year to also get involved in a business. But at some point, I can see you having a job, and then also having a business on the side, but the job is still going to take up most of your energy. So you're going to have to decide at some point if you want to continue to support the job, or if you want to actually plan for an exit and then go ahead and focus on a business, which will do fine, but you're going to have to do and put enough into it. And I also think you'd have to do a lot more marketing or promoting marketing on social media. And you may not always know how to deal with social media, so you might need to get some additional skills there. Okay. Ginger on Facebook. I am real concerned about my youngest daughter. The direction she is headed. Is she going to get her act together or follow the path of her biological mom? With your daughter, there's a couple of things around this. I do think that her hormones are off, and she probably needs to be on some sort of medication to help stabilize her hormones. She might also be bipolar, so she might need to work on that. I also think that what she's doing right now, or what's going on, this is going to continue for another couple of years. So I feel like this is going to continue on, or you might have to continue to deal with this for another couple of years. I actually think that at some point you might have to take some really hard steps to deal with her in a way that is going to feel completely against what you feel as a parent. What I'm reminded of is like whenever parents have to put their kids in like a facility, or they have to put them, at a clinic, or they have to get them into some sort of program for substance abuse. So I feel like you're going to have to make a decision, a tough decision. And I feel that may not work. And at that point, you might have to just distance yourself a little bit, or put a little bit of space between you and her, and you may just have to wait for her to come out of it, which I think she will. I think it'll take her a couple of years. Someone's going to come into her life that can kind of help her get it together. And sometimes that's what we need, right? Sometimes some people are soldiers, some people are captains. Some people don't need to be told what to do. They can figure it out, or they can get it done. Some people need to be told what to do. And unfortunately, I feel like your daughter just needs to be told what to do, but I don't think she's going to do that by you or by other family members. I think it's going to have to be someone she trusts, who is not family, who she doesn't believe is trying to control or manipulate her. She's got some control issues. I feel like she doesn't like to be told what to do. So be cautious. Don't get into it, because you don't want to stress yourself out if you can avoid that. Hey, Ellen. Remember, I don't know if whoever was watching yesterday when I was talking about one of the nicest people I've ever met in the world, that I met her. Her name is Marsha. Ellen's her sister. So so that's what I was talking about yesterday. So here's this is a funny one. Sometimes people try to test me, or they want to see if I can get something specifically exactly the way they want it to be. So sometimes when people book e-readings or whatever, they're am I going to get back together with my ex? And what month is it going to happen? And are we going to stay together? So it's almost like they're already saying she's expecting, or they're expecting to get back together. And that's the only option they expect. And so they don't even leave it open for me to say what I feel, because they want to control the reading. And so what happens is people like that, they'll go to psychics who are not that psychic, or people who are con artists, and they will say, you know, so-and-so, or we broke up or whatever. Oh yes, that's your soulmate. Like every single fraud psychic is going to say, oh, that's your soulmate, because that's the one thing they say to every single person. And being with your soulmate in a physical lifetime is actually not very common, y'all. It typically is going to be a kindred spirit, someone that you've got the closest tie to. People who like to ask about soulmates, or people who like to ask about twin flames, like that's a big money maker. Don't waste your time or money with the idea of a soulmate or a twin flame, because it's not as common as most people like to believe in. Most people will never marry their soulmate or be with their soulmate in a lifetime. They'll be with a kindred spirit, someone that they may have experienced past lives with, or someone that they may have some sort of connection with, that they're learning through or experiencing life through. But here's one of the questions, and this is Maureen, and I'm going to tell you, Maureen, I'm going to be honest with you, Maureen Kate on YouTube. Can you tell me the initials of the person I will be remarried to? So what you're doing, Maureen, is you're like, I know I'm going to remarry this person, but I want you to make sure that you're right in knowing that I'm going to remarry this person. So what are their initials? Because if you can validate that I'm going to remarry this person, then you're a real psychic. No, honey, sweetheart. I don't see you remarrying this person. I actually do not think that you will get remarried. I think that there's going to be another person that this individual gets involved with. So I feel like it's probably not going to go the way you want. I know you're not going to want to hear that. You're probably going to hate all over me for it, and that's okay. I'm used to it. But I do not feel like that's going to end up happening. What I think is going to happen is I think you're going to meet somebody else. Person's name starts with a P. I almost want to say it's like starts with like PA, because I feel like it's PA sounding. But I feel like you might meet that individual in about 1 year and 7 months. So it might take about 2 years or so to kind of get that person in the picture. Okay, I don't think you're going to get remarried to your ex. So I cannot validate what you want to hear. I'm sorry. Ellen Gober Otter. So Ellen, do you see anything about a new career path for me? Any specific area of pursuit? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you end up going and becoming like a guidance counselor or like a collegial counselor. In other words, like when someone's starting their classes or someone's going into something, they have to kind of sit and kind of work out their plan. I feel like you'd be the person helping them to work out the plan. I keep seeing something like that. So to me, that's administrative, but it would probably have to do with either a school or some sort of training program, or some sort of like educational program. But it's not like a traditional teacher. It doesn't feel like a teacher. It feels more like helping people plan out what they want to do and then kind of setting them on that path. But they are telling you, or they're communicating with you. So you're kind of working within the resources available to be able to help them out. That's kind of the way that I'm seeing it. And I think that that'll happen because I actually think you may not have to go looking for this. I kind of feel like someone you know is going to kind of plug you in or kind of make this available to you, or bring this up. It might not happen till the end of this year though, so you might have to be patient, because I feel like by the end of this year, there's that opportunity presenting itself, and then you kind of have to decide if you want to go that route or if you want to stick to what you have your background in. Okay. Let's go here. 23, Angeline, 23. Hi, Ferny. Hope you are well. I had COVID back in July. It seems like my lungs are not back to 100%. Should I be concerned with this? Also, will I ever get married? LOL. Had to throw it in. I feel like one of your lungs still has diminished lung capacity, and I feel like it may have actually suffered like damage. So I think it's going to take longer than you would want, because it might take time for the capillaries and for the internal mechanisms of the lung to recuperate. I honestly feel like it's going to take about 6 or 7 months before you start to feel relatively normal with your breathing. So it may take a while, but I do think that you will get back to it. It's interesting because people don't realize like all of the crazy things that come from getting COVID, even if you survive it, or even if you, and I feel bad because I had a client earlier, he lost both of his parents to COVID because they didn't take it seriously. And this was back in this was back in April. So it's sad. And I'm hearing like more and more stories by people where they've lost both parents, or they've lost. So I was watching like The View actually this morning and catching up, and Sunny Hostin from The View, both of her in in-laws passed away at the end of this past year from COVID. And her husband's a doctor. I mean, can you imagine if you're a physician, but your parents, and the parents were physicians too, they were both doctors, and they both passed away from COVID, from complications from COVID. People are always like, no, it's just a joke, or sheep or whatever. Yeah, I'm a sheep. Yeah, I'm a sheep because I'm soft and fluffy, and yeah, I like to sleep on myself. So yeah, I'm a sheep, so it's like, get over it. Like, stop with the bullshit, people. Like, wear a mask, do what you need to do for other people, right? It's just about being nice to other people, being kind to other people. When I go to a place and someone's trying to walk in, I always open the door for other people, not because I have to, but because it's just a nice thing to do. And maybe it's my Southern, hospitality coming up, but that's just what I do. When I'm walking the trails, I smile at people just because they're people and they have emotions and they have feelings. It's okay to smile because you can say a lot by just smiling and allowing your energy to connect with that person. But you've got people walking around who do not take COVID seriously, who believe whatever they want to believe because they want to believe it. Even if those people were right, even if COVID was not a real disease or a real illness or a real condition, okay, if it's not correct, if you're right and this is a completely fake thing, what's more important? You being right and forcing people to deal with you in your position? Or would you just say, you know what, people are uncomfortable, this is what they want to believe, that's fine. They can believe this is a real virus. I'm just going to wear a mask so people can feel comfortable, and I'm just going to, do what people are needing to do to cope with this. Because if someone said, hey, can everyone just wear a mask and be 6 feet apart and just, wash their hands for a year? I don't think that's really a big sacrifice. That's just kind of like, well, this whole event is happening. Let's just be nice to each other. Let's just treat each other with respect. I don't believe in this, but I'm going to do it anyways because this is going to make these people comfortable or whatever or whatnot. That's a human, compassionate thing. That's a way of being. Stop being a fool and trying to force people into submission, because that just says more about you as a person than it says about them. I believe a whole lot of things. I don't go around forcing people to believe what I believe. It's like, I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, y'all. I just put it out there, and the people who need to find me will come and find me. So it's that simple. So stop forcing your ideas or your beliefs on other people. Let people be, let people live the way they want to live. And if you believe that it's just like, it's like, if I wear a mask and if I believe and I, empower the government to make this virus real, then, I'm never going to ascend. I'm like, well, you're not going to ascend, period, because you can't even ask yourself if your behavior or the way you're treating other people is acceptable or it's, kind or not. You can't even ask the question. If you can ask yourself the question, am I a good person? Did I do something to hurt someone? Did I cause someone pain? Am I causing suffering for others by just not doing this because they are freaking out about this? So be it. So be it. Then that means that you're not a really nice person. You're actually a shithead. So FYI. And people are going to be dropping up. People are like, yeah, see, 10 people already got off the chat because they probably didn't like me talking about this being a real virus. But I'm like, this is what it is. People are dying. I'm talking to people who are dead from COVID every day. Every day. And the spirit that came through earlier was getting on his son's ass about not wearing a mask. And he was not wearing a mask. So they are trying to, they come through, and that's actually the one thing they come through and they have told me, because, when I talk to spirits and I talk to Aja, they don't really talk about politics. They don't really talk about the issues that we care about, because for them, they see the bigger picture. But when it comes to COVID and the virus, that's the one thing that spirits have said is, I want you to tell your mother to protect herself and to take it seriously and to wear a mask. And it's just the most interesting thing. So it's like, okay, well, tell me about the politics, y'all. They don't talk about it because that's an issue that we are dealing with in this form, not an issue that they have to deal with. But if someone's not supposed to suffer and they're supposed to have lungs that work well, but becoming sick is a choice they make because they put themselves at risk, and then they have to deal with years of it, they're still going to have to fulfill their path here and fulfill the work that they're here to do, but they're going to do it struggling to take a breath. And that's not a really fun way to have to live. So, which is, the person that I was just reading for, this is exactly what they're talking about, y'all. And I'm going into a rant again. I'm pulling it back, y'all. I'm pulling it back. I'm getting back into the reading part. Okay. Let me go here. I'm going to bring someone on. Let's see if she'll come on. feel like I spilled some coffee or some tea. Huh?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, sweetheart. How you doing?
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, can you hear me? Oh,
Okay. Ooh, there you go.
I was like,
Are you
no,
having
where'd
a
you
good
go?
day?
Mama, what do you want to ask me?
I was just wanting to know if my dad Jose or my grandfather Jose or my uncle had a message or if there was anything from my spirit guide.
Mm-hmm. Do you know your spirit guide's name?
I'm sorry,
Do you know your spirit guide's name?
Jean.
How do you spell it?
You said Jean.
I was gonna say because I'm like don't spell it with a G. So J. Um, so you said grandfather,
Hmm.
grandfather, father, or uncle? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, let me see. Is there another Jose? Because I'm seeing four.
Three that we know of.
Okay, there's another Jose or there's another one because I'm seeing another J-O. So they're acknowledging another J-O. So there's a reference there.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. First of all, Grandpa, do you know Grandpa was a smoker? Because I'm smelling smoke.
Could have been before
Either
I
he
came on.
worked at a refinery because I'm smelling chemicals and I almost feel like it's like I can smell these chemicals or I can smell these fumes. So there's a reference to like smoke or fumes or something like that because there's a reference there. He also keeps acknowledging the number two. Do you know if February is connected in any way? Either February or the second of a month?
My uncle's birthday is in February.
Okay. There's also an acknowledgement to the number 11 as well. Do you also know if the 11th or November is connected?
My dad's birthday is November.
Got it. And then I also see the 12th. Do you know if December or the 12th is connected?
Not to them.
Do you know there's an anniversary in December on the 12th of a month?
My anniversary is December.
Perfect. They're just referencing the anniversary. So they're just making sure that I am getting all of them. So they're all present. So they're all here. Your dad is acknowledging, first of all, he's being proud. Because he makes me feel proud. So he's acknowledging prideship or being proud. He also keeps showing me a ring. Now, normally when I see a ring, I think that either someone has that person's ring, but it could also represent an engagement or a marriage. So do you have your dad's ring?
I do not, but my brother did get married.
Oh, perfect. He's just acknowledging the marriage. So he's making reference to that. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Did y'all set a plate for him or do a gesture and set a plate for him?
No, but we do his birthday with his urn.
I don't know if that's it. Because what I'm seeing is, so I have a cousin and her husband's father passed away.
Hmm.
And what they did they were having a family like reunion and they made these plates with the father's picture on it. So I don't know if there's a round plate shaped thing with a picture on it or there's something like setting a plate or having a special plate because there's an acknowledgement there. Either that or your dad had a special plate and y'all still have the plate.
I don't know. I'll have to ask.
Okay, so there's a reference there. I also keep acknowledging. Thank you. It's funny. Did your dad or grandpa know enough about cars?
My dad worked in the car business a little bit, and so did my uncle.
Okay. Is someone's muffler doing some really funny noises, or is it kind of having this weird popping sounds?
I don't know. I'll have to ask. Not mine.
Pay pay attention to yours because they're making this, like sometimes when I'm hearing a vehicle going down the street, I'm hearing, I'm hearing all this popping sound, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And it sounds like a muffler. So I'm like, what? I feel like the person telling me knows enough about vehicles to know that that's not normal. So
Okay.
whatever you hear something like that or whatever, there's something that may be wrong with someone's muffler or something that's going on where air is kind of getting in there and it's creating some weird sounds. So just
Okay.
be that. Your dad is also acknowledging. Thank you. Do you know if someone planted flowers or a tree? Because he's showing me, I feel like I want to put something in the ground and it feels like it's a plant.
For him?
For him, or y'all just did this?
No, not that I know of. I mean, I haven't. I can ask my mom or my brother.
The reason why I ask, it's almost like, thank you. So in the front of our house, we have a tree that looks almost like a Christmas tree, and we could like basically take it out and use it as a Christmas tree. But it's this idea of like Christmas tree and then planting. So I'm not sure where he's going with this. So I don't know if someone planted a Christmas tree or there's a tree that is associated with him that is planted or was not was in the yard and been pulled out. There's something there he's trying to make reference to because he's acknowledging there's some special tree, or this tree, either that or your mom just like had a tree removed in the yard or cut down, because there's something about this tree thing. So he's acknowledging something like that. So you'll have to check with that as well. Um, BB, is there a BB or a Bobby or BB sounding name connected to the family as well? Alive?
No,
BB
not.
or Bebe? BB?
Mm-mm.
I would say that it's a female and it's got like a name like Bethany or it's got like a female sounding name, but I want to call it a short BB or Bebe or Baba. It's got to sound like that. It's a nickname.
Not that I know of at the moment.
Sticking with sticking with it. So there's this female B name. So I'm gonna leave that there. There's three females there as well. So that we've got the males, and then we've also got three females in spirit as well. You know if one of the females in your family who's passed, they had like a reddish hair, like a reddish kinky hair, or like a reddish brownish tinge hair? It's not brown, it's more red than brown. It's kind of kinky though. It's got like a bit of a curl to it.
Not anyone that I know of. I'll have
You've
to
been
ask.
have you been doing family history, or your mom been doing family history, or the what is it when you go online and you look up? Yeah.
Um, Again, someone in the family could be.
Okay, I'm tying that all in because I feel like it's all being connected to for me. So there's a reference there. So there's something about this name. There's something about this female. There's this female that's there. That's part of the three. She's acknowledging this reddish colored hair. She's acknowledging she would have had cancer or stomach cancer, really, because I feel like my stomach hurts. So she's acknowledging that. So that might be connected, and there might be evidence of this if you look in your family history, because I almost feel like I can see a picture of this person's face, and it feels very old. So it almost has that vibe there as well. There's a dog in spirit also. So I've got a dog there as well. Actually, there's three dogs. So I've got three dogs in spirit. The one that I'm seeing mostly is like a darker colored dog. And it's like a medium-sized dog. It's not like super small. It's not massive. It's like a medium-sized dog. Do y'all know of a medium-sized dog that's also connected to the family?
I know my dad had a German Shepherd.
Okay. I want to say that, well, no, this is another one. The German Shepherd might be one of the three, but there's also like, it reminds me of a longer dog. Like, it almost feels like I keep thinking of a Chiweenie or this like
Like a
long,
dachshund.
it's like a mix or like a Dotson. Yeah, it's got like a longer, so it's like this dog that's there as well. So there's a reference to this dog in spirit, or this dog that they're highlighting for me. So there's a reference to that as well. Your dad is doing this. Is there a bracelet or a watch connected to your dad?
My brother has his watch.
Got it. He's just reaffirming or validating the watch as well. Um, he's fine. They're okay. Um, the birthday, mom, and birthday. Are we within 30 days of her birthday?
Of whose birthday? I'm sorry.
Her mom?
My mom. Uh-oh, signal's bad. No, we're not until April.
The dad is saying happy birthday, and he's acknowledging your mom.
Okay.
So what I would say is, I mean, it's not that far away, but usually when they say that, it's within 30 days, but he specifically acknowledged your mom. So there's a reference to your mom and birthday. So I mean, it is not that far away, but still, I feel like it's too far for me to feel comfortable with. I just would say it. So there's nope, I'm right. This is not way in April, even though her birthday's coming up, which he's doing check mark, which means still tell her happy birthday. But I think this is something else because he's still acknowledging, he's still referencing it, but there's something else with it. It's another date. It's either another date or it's a birthday, but it's closer. It's within 30 days, but he's still connecting your mom to this for some reason. So I'll just leave that there because there's something else that he's trying to make reference to or acknowledge. You know how sometimes people will remember like, oh, this is the date that like I met this person, or this is the date we
Mhm.
started dating. It might be something like that. It may not actually be the birth date, but there's a
Their
reference.
anniversary.
Or what?
Their anniversary was December. Their wedding anniversary.
Oh, perfect. That's it. So he's just acknowledging the anniversary within 30 days, and that was just in December, so that's within the 30-day period. He's just acknowledging that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sweetheart. You take care of yourself.
You have a good weekend.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? go to Victoria. Let's see if Victoria wants to get on here. Just me, Tori.
Oh man, this is not a good look. Sorry.
Great look. You look fine. Stop it. Most of these white girls with straight hair would love your hair. So trust, it's that thing. Like, growing up, all my cousins they had hair like yours, and all the white like, when your hair, I'm like, girl, and all the Hispanic girls want straight.
Oh well, I'm in or I just graduated from cosmetology, so like specializing,
Yeah.
gotta keep it looking good.
What do you want to?
So I kind of want to see if there's any messages from my dad or anything kind of slightly involving my sister. She's supposed to be getting married soon, and
Let me already. Yeah. So let me go with this. So let me connect with that. First of all, he keeps acknowledging the number 12. January the 2nd, or the 12th of a month, or December is connected.
Scotty's birthday.
My uncle's birthday, who has consistently been struggling with everything with my dad.
Okay.
And January is actually this is whenever my sister is supposed to be getting married this month.
He showed me specifically 12. I mean, even though you're saying the uncle, I don't know if it's either the 12th of a month or the month of December or January 2nd. When is your sister supposed to get married?
The 27th?
No.
27th.
This is something different. He's acknowledging that 12 number for some reason. So I'll leave it at that. He's taking me to December now. So he's definitely acknowledging December. There's a specific date at the beginning of December because he's acknowledging the first 2 weeks of December. So do you know there's a significant or important date in the first 2 weeks of December?
I don't think. Sorry, go ahead. Connection. I'm not sure.
Do you know if your sister's pregnant?
Say that again?
Do you know if your sister's pregnant?
Nah, there's no way.
I don't know what this is, but there's a reference to 12, and then I'm seeing a baby. So there's either a new baby or a baby connection or a birth. There's something there because he's almost acknowledging or making reference to that. I'm also seeing Tati or Tata. Is there a Tati or Titi or Tata name?
My grandmother, they called her Tita.
Okay.
No, we didn't because we weren't close with
That's
her.
okay.
Like,
That's okay. And tell you to lower her volume because I can call her business.
yeah, I told her.
Yeah. Okay. So the grandmother is coming through. She has some. So I'm gonna kind of let her say what she needs to say. First of all, do you know if she was a little bit bipolar, or she wasn't like well because she keeps pointing to her brain or her head like she wasn't all there?
No, she's still alive.
Mm-mm. This is TT or the TT or Tata is the grandmother who's still alive?
Yes, that's my grandmother. She's alive, and
Okay.
that was her nickname.
The other, do you have the other grandmother? She also passed? I mean,
no. Both of them are still alive.
Okay. There's connected to the TT or Tata name. There's a female connected to the grandmother who is acknowledging that name. So it's a female in spirit who passed away. She might have even had what is it, blood sugar issues, or she might have been diabetic, but she's connected to the grandmother that's still alive, that's the TT or Tata name. She also keeps acknowledging that she's putting her hand over her mouth, which means there wasn't the opportunity to say goodbye, or people weren't able to speak with her before her passing. She also keeps acknowledging not going to the doctor or not checking wrong because she didn't check into this. So there's a reference to that. Did your grandmother have a sister?
Yes. Okay. She has a sister.
Is the sister passed?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And is that the family of 3?
We're not sure.
When I say family of 3, like 3 siblings. So do you know if your grandmother has 3 siblings, or there's 3 of them?
I'm not sure. We have to check.
We're not sure on that side. You can leave that with me if you want to.
Female in spirit is on the level of your grandmother. I'm going to assume this is the sister. Do you know the sister if she had diabetes or she had issues with her blood sugar?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because that side of the family has that issue.
So she's acknowledging that. She's acknowledging not having gone to the doctor, or she didn't check something and it kind of went out of control, or it just took over. So she's almost making that reference as well. She also keeps apologizing. So she's, I don't know if they had issues, your grandmother, sister, but she's almost acknowledging the grandmother or that's her name, and she's apologizing. So they had some issues before her passing. She also talked about the split in the family with people and money. Do you know if people in that side of the family are having issues, or there was some financial issues in a split?
No, we don't know.
And also the two marriages. Did one of the grandmothers, or did one of them marry twice or have two marriages?
Yes.
Okay. So she's talking about that side and what's going on over there. So she's bringing up the issues, and that's okay if y'all don't only know so much. She's just trying to apologize or make amends with the other person, because she's doing that symbol for me, which is making peace or coming to terms with that. So she's just acknowledging that. Now she's popping out of the way. Now I've got another person popping into the picture. This is a younger female who is wanting to come through or wanting to say hello. So there's a younger female in spirit. I want to say she passed suddenly or unexpectedly. She might have even committed suicide, because I feel she would have taken her life, or she would have been responsible for her own passing. I also feel like she's directly connected to someone that you are, or you know. So this would be like the sister of a friend, or the sister of, it's like she's connected to one person that you're connected to as well. She also keeps acknowledging Shay. Is there a Shay or Shayla or Shaylin or Sheila name connection?
Not that I can think of. Maybe somebody that I knew before, but
When you were like in school, were there four of you that kind of spent a lot of time together?
yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because she's acknowledging the four of you, and then she's connected to one of the four. So you might need to. She's acknowledging, and she just wants to acknowledge that she's okay and that she's at peace, but she's connected to one of the four that you're connected to. Okay.
Okay.
Who did you want me to connect with? Because I totally forgot who you were wanting. I took off in another direction.
Kind of any messages. This is more for my sister. Any messages or like any signs that have happened, because we've had a couple weird incidents with like people, or like weird incidents with like cars and stuff, and we didn't know if that was from my dad. Anything from my dad, I guess.
Dad. Okay, got it. I just need to know who you wanted to talk to. Got it. Let me go back to your dad, because going off with this other older female.
This other person I don't really know.
Necklace connected to dad.
What was it?
He's doing this. Do you have a necklace connected to dad?
I don't, but my mom does. He was a jewelry person. He liked
Okay.
jewelry.
Acknowledging the necklace or the jewelry. He also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. Also, it's funny because he's really picky about the mixes. Do you know if he was really picky about the mixes of the different metals, or the different, because he's making fun of like people and the mixes? I don't even know if your mom would even know that, but there's a reference there.
Like we all, like his three daughters, me being one of them, we all have very specific taste in like the types of color of like jewelry that we like.
Okay. So he's acknowledging being picky in the mixes. So there's a reference there. Are y'all planning on having something memorial made for him or in honor of him?
I'm calling you out right now. So my dad had watches, and my middle sister, she's been wanting to get them fixed so that all of the daughters can have one of them.
Got it. So
each of them.
got it. So he's just, are there four of them?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, but only two of them are broken, or two of them are not working right?
Yes. Yes.
Got it. He's just verifying or confirming the details. So he's making reference to that. He actually showed up. He came around when you were sleeping, so you might have actually experienced something when you were in bed. He didn't scare you. He was just trying to get your attention and let you know he was around you. He also says he tugged on your sheets or tugged on your bedding. So you might have felt something messing with your bedding or messing with your sheets. He also, thank you, he visited your mom in the bathroom. So she might have been taking a shower, was doing something in the bathroom. That was him as well. So he's referencing or confirming that. Ladybugs are connected to dad, so he likes to use the way to get, as a way to let y'all know he's around. Do you know if someone's wanting to actually get a tattoo of a ladybug or get a tattoo of wings?
Not that I'm aware of. I always like tattoos, so you never know.
Show me a tattoo, and it's either a ladybug or it's wings, but there's a reference there as well. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. It's funny because he's showing me sticks, 2 sticks. Okay, what is this? It's weird. I don't even know what to do with this, because the first I'm like, okay, 2 sticks, what am I talking about? And I'm reminded of like a drummer, but I'm like, I don't think this is a drummer. But he's almost showing me like 2 sticks. Do you know if there's like a 2 stick thing for him or two sticks that are significant to him. That makes no sense to me. But there's like two like poles or two sticks. Unless this is fishing, this is two poles or two sticks because he's showing me two like things like that.
No, not that I'm aware of. He wasn't, I don't think he was a big fisher either.
It may not be like actual fishery. It's like I'm seeing like these two sticks or two line. It feels like it's a machine or it's equipment, but it feels it's like two, and it's something about this, and it's almost like they don't make them the way they used to. They used to be making them out of wood. Now they make them out of metal, or they way. And he calls it. I don't know if he calls it a press or he calls it like a I don't know what it is, but it's like two sticks wood instead of metal. You know what he's talking about?
Not, I don't think so. I mean, my grandparents came into town for a while, and my grandpa, he's been like picking up stuff around the house, and he like put this like metal thing, like they're planting, yeah, they're planting, he was planting stuff because that's what he does, and countries, and he put like this this metal thing to keep it going straight, and like it's technically two stick kind of thing. It's kind of where so like the plant can have something to hold on maybe.
Like to plant?
Um, my dad, my dad? No.
No, I don't think that's it. This is almost like equipment. Like it's like this. It's like these two sticks. I feel like I've got a lever and I'm like turning the lever and it's like pressing or it's doing something to push in something. And it's like it's made out of wood, but they make them out of metal now. I don't even know what it does, but I feel like I would know exactly what this is, and it feels like it would possibly to something he would have done. So there's something to this that he's making reference to. So I'll leave that with y'all because y'all may have to think about that. Oscar,
That's his name.
that's his name. Okay, he's just trying to give me his name. So I'll do his name. He's with y'all. He's with y'all.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Y'all take care of yourselves.
Take care. Bye.
All right, let's see. Let's go to Rosa here. Let's go to Rosa. Let's see if Rosa comes on here. Remember, guys, I'm staying longer than I normally do just because I'm trying to make up for you for the last week. So I'll be here a bit longer. I'm going to come back to the text versions, y'all. So for those of y'all who asked a text question, I'm going to come back for text. Waiting for my kids, 90660. I'm waiting for you, girl. Let's see if she comes on, Rosie. Oh, there she is. Hello? On her way, like, she don't need to worry. She just needs to get on the camera.
I couldn't fix it.
Ask me about. Actually, you know what? You need to get your thyroid checked because your thyroid's a little bit on the weaker side, and it probably. Are you already on a medication for your thyroid?
No, but I do have problems with thyroid.
You need to go get it checked because it's messing with your sleep. It's messing with sleep apnea. It's like affecting a bunch of things, and it probably is messing with your metabolism, which is where you're getting stuck at.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense.
What do you want to ask me?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Okay. I was wondering, is there any messages from my mom or my dad that passed?
Yeah. Mom, let's go to mom for a second. I am seeing cancer. Did mom have cancer?
No.
Okay. She keeps acknowledging her lungs and she's showing me the fluid. Do you know if her lungs filled with fluid?
You know, no, I don't think she died of Alzheimer's.
No, tell me. Yeah, no, my thesis. Okay, that's okay.
Sorry.
I'm seeing cancer, I'm seeing the lungs, and I'm seeing fluid. Did your dad have cancer, lungs, and fluid?
No, not that I'm.
No, not. There's a female. Did someone in the neighborhood just die, or did the lady across the street just pass away?
No.
There's a female that I feel would have been pretty close. She had cancer. She's talking about the lungs, so the lungs would have been filled with fluid. She may not actually have passed from the cancer. She's passed from complications of the cancer because I feel like that was causing the issue, but she's acknowledging cancer. She's acknowledging like fluid in the lungs. She also keeps referencing the Dina or Dini or Danny. There's a D sounding name that she's making reference to.
Huh. I did have a neighbor across the street that died, I think maybe about a year ago. I think he had cancer. Um, but uh,
Did he have lungs?
I'm sorry?
What, did he have issues with his lungs as well, or was he having like coughing and kind of?
No,
No.
no, not aware of, no.
I know you're talking about the. I feel like I'm seeing a female. I keep sticking with this female, and it's a D because the neighbor's name was not with a D, right?
No.
No, this is a D, like Dina or Dini or Danny, Dini, Dani. It's almost like it sounds like that, or there's a name connection to it in that way.
Demi or Denise?
It could be that would fit.
Yeah, there's the neighbor that died of cancer. Her daughter passed. I think about 2 years ago now.
Got
she
it.
complications and she passed.
Who is coming through? So this lady is wanting to say hello. You said the mother's still alive though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably just wanting to say hello to her mom. She's probably just wanting to acknowledge her mom, tell her that she's okay, and tell her to take care of herself because she's letting herself go and she needs to do better. She also keeps acknowledging that she needs to be careful with locking the house or making sure everything's locked because there's a reference to that as well. Okay, now she's pulling back. She just wanted to say hi. So let me get her.
I'll tell her.
Yeah, let me get your mom in now. Your mom is laughing. First of all, I know you're Rosie. Is there another Rosie or Rosita?
No.
But another person named Rosie or Rosita or Rosalinda.
Rosalinda. There's a Rosalinda, but I don't know her too well. She's like a second or third cousin.
Okay, that's okay. So it's funny because your mom's got your mom is kind of gossipy.
Is she okay?
Your mom is fine. It's funny because she's like, thank you. She shows me the number 7. Do you know if the 7th of a month or July is connected?
Well, my sister was born in July.
Okay, so your sister was born in July. She's going back to the name Rosie or Rosa. Is there a Rosie or Rosa connected to your sister?
No, just me. That I know of, yeah, just me.
Are there 3 of you?
Yes.
Okay. It's possible she's just trying to acknowledge her kids or trying to tell me everyone's name, and then she's like totally repeating your name. I still think there's still a Rosie or Rosa or Rose. No, that's what it is. It's a rose.
A rose?
Is there a rose picture or drawing that's connected to mom?
A rose. I mean, no. I don't. Not that I know of.
Oh, if I look at the wall and I see stuff on the wall, is there a Rosie, Rosa, Rose name, a Rose picture? I'm sorry, Rose picture on the wall that's got a connection to mom that has to do with Grace?
I mean, I have her pictures on the wall.
There's
But
a picture. This is what she's talking about. I know what she's talking about. So she's talking about the 3. There's 3 of you. She's
yes.
an image that's on the wall. This would be like a saying or a prayer or something like this. There's roses or a rose in the picture, and she's acknowledging herself with this. So if you don't have this, you need to check with your sister because your sister might have it because she's acknowledging. She also keeps talking about the new vehicle. Did one of you just get a new car?
No, I wish.
Or the new vehicle. So she's referencing a new truck or a new vehicle. Do you know if siblings is getting a new vehicle or if there's a new truck or a new vehicle?
The one who got a newer car was my brother. He got a truck.
Okay, got it. Did he get that? Did he get that after her passing?
Yes, after.
Acknowledging being aware of what the brother's up to and knowing that he got a truck. So she's acknowledging that. She also keeps referencing she's messed with your refrigerator or she's like done stuff to get your attention with the refrigerator. Did y'all have something funny happen with the refrigerator where it was making weird sounds or it was like acting weird?
I constantly hear noise from my refrigerator.
Okay. She messes with the refrigerator. I don't know why she would do that. She messes with the refrigerator to get your attention. She also keeps acknowledging you. I feel like I'm taking money out of my bra. Does someone have a habit of taking money or putting money in her bra, putting the dollar? Okay, because she's taking money out and she's like giving it to you, almost like, I want you to buy a new refrigerator. She's almost like she's doing that. So there's a reference there. She acknowledging thank you. Is there an Anthony or Tony?
I have a cousin named Tony.
Okay, and is there also another Tony or an Anthony?
Anthony.
Or Antonio?
Not that I can.
It's connected to that Tony. So she's acknowledging that Tony. She's gossiping. So she's wanting to tell me about stuff with the family. So she's acknowledging stuff with the family, with the Tony or the Anthony or the Antonio. She's almost acknowledging a split or people like breaking up or not being together. So there's something around that that she's trying to make reference to. But again, she mentioned another Anthony or Antonio. So there's a reference there. This is gossip in the family. So when you find out what she's talking about, okay. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Do you have a prayer book or a little prayer thing that's connected to her that's next to your bed?
I have her Bible.
That's it. She's acknowledging that and you having that and making reference to that. She's laughing because you might sometimes try to read it, but then you don't keep reading it. So she's fun of you. And she's like, she's like, oh, I already saw your name is not on the list. You're not going to get in. You're not gonna... So she's messing with you. So just like doing that. She's fine.
She's not mad at me, is she?
No, she blames herself. She's not blaming you or anyone. She blames herself. She also says that everyone is entitled to their opinion.
Huh.
So she's acknowledging that. She blames herself for her passing, not because she caused her passing, but because she didn't do enough to keep it from happening. So she's almost blaming herself. She was supposed. Thank you. I feel like I'm finding someone. Do you know if y'all found her and had to call the ambulance or had to call?
No, we were with her all the time.
She showed me falling to the side of the bed or falling on the side and then having to call for help.
She fell in a nursing home really bad, real bad, and she hurt half of her face. I mean, but she already was sick and.
Yeah, she's like, because she's acknowledging this doing the beginning of the end. So this is what she's acknowledging, and the fall, and then this kind of creating this whole situation with her. She's just acknowledging that. She's not upset. She understands. She also says, thank you. She wasn't making this easy for people. So she's, again, not acknowledging. She's acknowledging that this was not a win-win situation. This was never going to be a win-win situation. But she understands it, and she doesn't want you to blame yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You take care. Okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good one. Bye-bye.
All right, let's see who's next. Doing a lot of videos, y'all. Gotta catch up. Mails. I don't see any mails on here. That's okay. Let's go to Connie. Let's see if Connie wants to come on here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. Oh my God. I've been so trying. Last time I couldn't figure out how to click it. Oh.
Ask me about.
Any messages for my dad?
Mm-hmm. First of all, do you know if he has a brother who's also passed? Because there's a male with him in spirit.
Mm-hmm. A few of them.
Yeah,
all of them.
Got it. He also keeps acknowledging the tattoo. Did your dad have a tattoo on the side of his arm?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. He also shows me. Do you know there was thorns or a rose with the tattoo?
No. Me and my sister have a bunch of tattoos.
Okay. You know, I'm trying to figure out where he's going with this because if this is him, I almost feel like I'm seeing thorns or like the spikes. So I'm like trying to figure out where he's going with that. So either he had a tattoo like that, or one of you has a tattoo that's like that.
No, someone else that passed away. Does.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm gonna. Right when we got on, even though you're dad, I kept feeling like there was like a past lover or like an ex that was in spirit, and I was like trying to figure out if this is that person or not. So is this that person?
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to figure out who this was. Okay. This individual is saying hello. They are saying that they are fine and that they made it over. This person, did y'all not end well, or did y'all not really?
No, he's my youngest children's father.
Okay, so he's just acknowledging. Funny because I feel like he's trying to like throw stuff in your face for fun or like to mess with you, but it's almost like to mess with you. So it's like, I'm here. It's almost like trying to like get on your nerves or like mess with you. So how he's coming across. He also keeps, thank you, he blames himself for his own passing. So he's acknowledging that he contributed to his own passing. He's also pointing to his heart. Do you know if his heart was acting up or giving him issues?
Well, he died he had, I guess, a lot of fluids from asthma.
Okay, because
He didn't take care of himself.
the heart, so he's making reference to that. He's also
Hmm.
liver. Also, do you know if his liver was also struggling or having some issues?
Yeah, he drank a lot. That was the issue, that the drinking and drugs.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up drinking because he showed me the liver.
Hmm.
Also, my uncle, when he passed away, his kidneys failed, and he had like where the stomach builds, it gets big, and they're like carrying all
Hmm.
that fluid. Do you know if he had
Hmm.
a similar issue where he had like this like stomach getting bigger, or he was having all this fluid build up in his body?
The last I knew, he was sick and his lungs filled up with fluid.
Okay. There might have also been fluid in other areas because people,
Hmm.
because it's almost like when they have to put him on the bags that have to like, where they have to pee into the bag or
Hmm.
they can't necessarily go to the bathroom by themselves, but he's showing me something like that. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He says, I'm sorry. So he's just acknowledging and saying he's sorry. He also
Hmm.
I didn't want to miss the opportunity to apologize. He also wants to say hello to the children or to the kids. He also
Hmm.
acknowledging a baby. Is someone having a baby, or is there a baby that's been born since his passing?
Um, my daughter's fixing to have a baby.
Perfect.
Yes.
There's a baby coming. So he's just acknowledging the baby
Hmm.
he also says thank you. Now he says he just wanted to say hello. So he just wanted you he was around. Now your dad's popping back into the picture. Okay. Your dad likes to leave coins around for you. So you might find random coins in places. That's your dad. He's acknowledging.
Everywhere.
He also, your dad is talking about toilets. Did he know how to fix pipes or toilets or plumbing? Your dad?
Um, he tried to the best he could.
He's making fun of the toilet, or he's making a joke about the toilet. So I don't know. There's a funny story about him trying the toilet, or
He loves my husband, and I can't stand with my husband to leave the lid up, and I'm constantly behind my husband. So yeah, my dad says I'm like my mom.
I don't think that this is like I want to fix the toilet or pipe, and I don't turn off the water right or whatever, and then I remove and it spills everywhere. It's like a situation or memory, a joke is what he's talking about. So you might have to ask your mom because it's almost like it's
Okay.
a situation. He also keeps referencing, thank you, Jaden or Jordan or is there a J or George J something name connection to them?
My dad's name was Jesse,
Oh,
and yeah,
he's trying to
and there's a whole bunch of J's.
he's just trying to give me his name. So he's making reference to that. He
Hmm.
acknowledging, thank you. He messes with the dog. So do y'all have a dog?
Yes, 3. Uh-huh.
Messes with the dog. So he says he likes to mess with the dogs. He also says when they like go and stare at the wall, that's him.
Hmm.
He tries to get them to act up or to get your attention.
Hmm.
He also says that he likes to sit in the car with you or sit in the vehicle with you. So he says that
Yeah, I feel him a lot. When he, I, I've seen him several times, and I would tell my dad, I can see things other people don't see. And my dad was like, no. When he passed and I saw him, I said, Daddy, now you believe me. Now you know I can see. You know.
he's laughing. He says, no, I don't believe you. So he's like, I don't see.
I miss him. I've been broken
Yeah.
because he was my best friend.
Yeah. Your dad is. Do you ever? Thank you. Did you ever go to the beach together or sit like at the edge of the car, the vehicle, the truck, and just like be at the beach?
He used to always take us fishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's showing me like going to the beach and sitting down there and whatever. He's bringing those memories as those are important, and he's almost
Hmm.
thinking that when you go to the beach, you think of him, and you just
Hmm.
says also the shells. So you find funny shells or shells. He says that's also a gift from him as well. He also says that you need to change. I don't know if your back door is weird. It's not working right or getting stuck.
Uh-huh.
But he's acknowledging that your back door, you probably can get it fixed or changed out because it's almost like the little hinges that break off. It's like you're
Uh-huh.
trying to fix everything or wanting to like.
Yeah.
He says that he. It's gonna sound weird, but he sits with you when you're asleep, and he literally just sits there.
Yeah. When we took him off the machine, I felt my dad. I had to drive 3 hours when he was put in the hospital. He had a heart attack. And 2 hours into the drive, I felt my dad. And I looked at the time and it was 9:47.
Mm.
And I felt him leave. I felt him come to me, but then I felt that peace that I had of him, I felt it leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 3 years later, my mom finally took the clock down that's been broken for a long time. And it was at that time, 9:47, it stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And when I touched my dad, I knew he was gone in the hospital. I knew, because in the first time in my whole life, I felt emptiness come from his body,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And me and my sister were real close. It was just like me and my sister, my dad has connection. And me and my sister have been so broken.
Yeah.
You know?
Your dad is around. He hasn't gone in, even though you may not always feel his presence, because as time goes on, they ascend or they get higher and higher. He's just acknowledging. By the way, do y'all have his socks or slippers?
We have everything. We didn't let my mom get rid of anything. We have, from his socks to everything that my dad ever owned, me and my sister have.
God, as he's acknowledging that, he also referencing, thank you. Do you know that, I don't know if it's like the peanut butter cups or the peanut butter sandwiches or the little crackers or whatever? Do you know if he liked them?
Yeah, he used to eat those, and today my mom has those on her table.
That's it. He's just acknowledging craving those. So he's making reference to.
Because we have been, things haven't been moved. I mean, we go and it's like we have something there, and all of a sudden it's gone, and we're going crazy looking for it, and it ends up in the place that we knew it was.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's Dad. He's just letting you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, he's around you. He also says that your mom needs to, if she starts complaining about her lower back or her walking, she needs to go to the doctor, because he's acknowledging,
Okay.
not say anything, but she needs to.
Okay.
Because it's something that if she leaves it too long, she's going to regret not having gone to the doctor sooner, because it may cause discomfort or pain for her.
Okay.
Okay. He's around y'all. He is okay. When y'all want to talk to him, just talk to him. He'll hear you. Okay, Mama?
Yeah. Yeah, we used to always talk, and that's what I do now. I just sit and I talk to him.
All right, Mama. Well, you take care of yourself.
Thank you. And thank you for doing this for everybody.
Of course.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Pleasure.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Let me do a few more text ones, y'all, and then I might maybe do one more video, but let's see. Clara from Facebook, Clara Amola Keatings, I think, if I said that correctly. Will my family turmoil ever be resolved? We have been torn apart, and my elderly and sick parents and children are suffering so much. I feel like with the turmoil, here's the thing. I feel like there will be some patching up that happens in the family, but I get a feeling that there's one person that's just not going to come around. So, and it almost feels like it's a male. So there might be a male in the family that just doesn't come around, but there is some patching up with everybody else that will happen. It might take a couple of years though. So yeah, I might have to be patient. Okay. Yaya Maldonado. Please help me with a guy I've been seeing. His name starts with a K. It's outside of my norm, like you suggested. It's just confusing. 1 minute it's good, and the next I don't hear from him. Makes me think he has someone at home. I don't think that's it. I think that I just don't think he's taking it seriously. Like, I don't think he's taking the relationship or the connection seriously. So I think that has more to do with it. I don't think it's because he has someone else at home. So I just think he's just not taking it seriously, and he's still very open to other options. Now, here's the thing. Even though I suggested that you date someone out of your norm, that doesn't mean that the first person you date out of your norm is going to be ideal. It's practice. Use this person as practice. Don't start ordering the wedding cake the minute you dated somebody out of the norm. You just need to, like, get yourself built up, but you need to just, the reason why I wanted you to get out of your norm and to date someone that's very different is because by doing that, it forces you to get comfortable and to accept or try something different and something new. That doesn't mean that trying something new is going to be the first time you do that is going to work. It might take several times to try it, but it will shift your energy away from the trend and the cycle you're stuck in to get into a different path so that you can line up with the right person. Okay. But yeah, I don't still think that they're taking it as seriously. Amanda McBride Brown, do you have any messages or guidance for my spirit guides? Yes. You are going to be cleaning house a little bit when it comes to people or relationships in your life. And so you might find yourself kind of pushing away some people or friends or connections, and that's okay. You kind of need to go through this because the relationships that are worth holding on to or that are worth sustaining are gonna stick, but there's like 2 or 3 people that may no longer be in your life as much like after like the first half of this year. So you're going to go through a little bit of a cleaning house period. Okay, let's go here. WT Fazil. Fazil, I think it's like, what the Fazil? Hey, Freddie. Will it work out with M? Any new relationships coming up for me this year? I don't feel great about M. I think you already know that, so I don't think that's going to go anywhere. I do think, though, that it won't be like a solid break. You may go back and forth and then you break. I do think that there might be a new relationship for you in September of 2022. So next year, there might be a new person coming in. Person's name starts with a K. Like KC? I almost want to say it's like a KC sounding name. Let's bring somebody else on. See if I can bring somebody else on. Let's go to Haley. Let's bring Haley on for a second. Let's see if Haley will come on. Hello, Haley.
Oh my God. I feel
Hi.
like I'm meeting a celebrity right now.
Oh.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
This thing doesn't even warn you.
Okay.
It doesn't even warn you that you're coming on here.
Oh, it just like literally just, I've never done it on my end, so I don't even know what it looks like from my end, but yeah.
It just pops on there.
Funny. That's hysterical.
Well, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. So I was just wondering if you had any messages from my Aunt Christy.
Mm-hmm. First of all, she's doing this. Usually when they do this, it means that they didn't get a chance to say goodbye or able to communicate prior to my passing. So was she able to be present, or was she not able to talk?
No, she wasn't. No.
She's acknowledging that. She also talks about the 2 events leading up to her passing. Do you know there was 2 events or 2 like incidents that occurred prior to her passing?
Similar to the yeah, probably, yeah.
Because she's like almost like there was the first event, there was the second event, and then I'm done. So she's almost acknowledging. Yeah. She also keeps referencing more than one issue that was affecting her, that was causing. I feel tired and like I want to fall asleep. That's the way she's making me feel. Do you know she was having weird fainting spells, or she kept losing consciousness?
She did, yeah. So she had cirrhosis of the liver, so that caused her to, I'm pretty sure towards the end, have a lot of like, not just like.
Because the way she's making. Well, the way she's describing it is almost like I feel like I can't keep my eyes open, and I feel like I keep wanting to go to sleep. But she's also making me feel like trying to still function normally, and it's just not working, and like dropping stuff or falling. So she's showing me like these situations with her, and it being really challenging or difficult for her. So do you know towards the end if she was having these issues?
I think so. I would have to double check with my mom.
Okay. Sure. She's also referencing the number 3. Do you know if the 3rd of a month or March is connected?
Maybe her. I'll have to ask my mom.
Okay, because she's showing me that. So there's a reference to the 3rd of a month, any month, or the month of March. She also keeps referencing a ring. Do y'all have her ring?
So yes, there was. And you even said something about it the other day when I got a reading with you. A ring was just passed down in the family to one of my cousins that I had no idea about until you told me, and then I asked my family about it.
Cool. Yeah, because the way she's making me feel, it's almost like if someone got a ring, or they like some people may have thought that someone's ring was theirs, but it was actually passed down, and then they passed it. It's almost like a double pass.
Yes. Okay. It was supposed to be my mom's.
Perfect. So she's just acknowledging that. She's laughing because someone might have made a joke. Maybe it's cursed or something. So she's like making fun of someone making fun of it. So she also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. Is there a piggy nickname or piggy animal? I almost a Piggy an animal or Piggy nickname?
Maybe that I don't know about.
Because I'm seeing Miss Piggy, and then I don't know if I'm actually seeing an animal, and I want to connect that with Miss Piggy, or if I'm seeing a name like Peggy or Piggy that is, she's making reference to that. So there's an acknowledgement there. She also about the dancers. Do you know when she was younger, she used to do dancing, or there was like a whole dancing thing that they were involved with?
So she was a dancer for a while.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So acknowledging that she's doing it there. So she's showing herself to me dancing around and that she's having a good time. She also keeps acknowledging the 2 videos. Did y'all have 2 memorial videos made or 2 videos that are memorialized for her?
Not to my knowledge, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't.
Okay, because one of them would be like a performance video, and then the other one feels like it would have more to do with like the whole family.
Oh, there was it maybe a long time ago, yeah.
Okay, because she's acknowledging these 2 videos. She also keeps referencing, is there Carol, Carolina, or Carolyn, or Carrie name?
Kelly, maybe?
It could be Kelly. Who's Kelly to her?
Her sister.
Oh, she's probably trying to say hello to her sister, acknowledge her. Her sister's still alive, correct?
Correct, yes.
She's just saying hello to her sister. She's just acknowledging her sister.
Okay.
Her sister just get COVID, or did she just recover from COVID?
Oh, yes. Yes, that's so crazy. Yeah.
Aware of what's going on in the family. So she's just acknowledging that and making you aware that she knows about what's going on.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's around.
Well, thank you so much.
Might sometimes see butterflies as well. So that's going to be tied to her. There's another female who is there who would have been like a teacher who's also wanting to acknowledge butterflies as well. So there's actually like a teacher that someone would have had a relationship with or a friendship with who's also passed as well.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Welcome, sweetheart. Well, you
Thank
take
you.
off and try to stay safe out there.
Yes, you too. I don't know how to get off of this thing.
Yeah, hang up.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
All right, gotta see. Kat K to the Lopez. Hi, hey Ferny, do you see me getting a job soon? I do. May. It's not soon, but around May, I do think that you'll have a job or get a job. You might do something for 2 months and then make a switch. So there might be like something that you're going to keep doing for 2 months or do for 2 months. And then there's this other job, which I want to say has to do with May. And then that's another, that's an opportunity or the job change that's going to come your way. Okay. Let's go live. Let's see, Sarah's going to come on here. I think I'm going to do one more video, and then I'm going to do 2 more messages, and then I think I'm going to do... Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Like forever.
Oh, no, how are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm great. I'm wonderful. Good. Life is good. Life is good. What do you want to ask me?
I want to hear something from my dad.
Okay. Let me see if I can connect. He's showing me, first of all, he's showing me he's doing this gesture. So usually whenever I see that a baby's on the way or there's a baby in spirit that was miscarried, lost, or terminated. So do you know of a baby that's passed?
No.
Okay. He's showing me a baby. So either there's a baby on the way or there's a baby in spirit that was miscarried, lost, or terminated because he's acknowledging that. He also keeps acknowledging the break in the family. Was he and your mom not together?
They were together, but they always slept separated.
Okay, because he's acknowledging the break or split or difference with your mom, so he's making reference to that. He also keeps, thank you, he's getting on a knee. He's getting on, why is he getting on a knee, like proposing? He's getting on it, I don't know if he's like proposing or apologizing on a knee, and he's acknowledging mom. Mom is still alive, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like he's getting on a knee or taking a knee and like apologizing to her, or there's something about a proposing on a knee. There's something between the two of them, but he's making reference to that. He is acknowledging July. So do you know if there's a connection to the month of July?
No, but my mom is seeing someone else and he might propose soon.
Oh, interesting. Okay. He's acknowledging, I'm going to say that's probably where he's going with it. So he's acknowledging this. He's opening her hand whenever I see that, and then they put the ring in the palm. That's usually like you can go on and be happy and do what you need to do, but everybody else may not 100% agree with it because he's acknowledging that people are going to have issues with this, but he's giving her permission to move forward in her life. But if people aren't on board with it, she may have to figure this out on her own. He also keeps acknowledging that you don't have to be around for this. So if you're trying to work on that relationship with mom and work on that relationship, he's like, you just do the best that you can. You don't need to be like putting up with stuff that you obviously are not going to be okay with. So he's acknowledging that as well. He also, thank you. He also keeps referencing, thank you. Do you know, do you know if y'all had an issue with your mom over money that was supposed to be paid back? Or,
Yes, kind of.
okay, because he's bringing this up or acknowledging that. He also keeps making reference, thank you. I feel like I'm moving. Did you just move out or did y'all just move?
I just moved back in with my mom.
Oh, got it. He's just aware of what's going on with you and moving in or the moving with mom. He's making reference to that. Here's what he's saying. Don't, you might not be able to stay there as long as you think you want to stay there. So he's almost like you may need to have a backup plan because he's acknowledging that you're just not going to be able to see eye to eye on some things and it's just not going to work out. So he's almost wanting to like reaffirm that this is going to be an issue. He also, thank you. He says 3. Are there 3 of you, the siblings?
Yes.
Okay. Acknowledging the 3. Is there a junior or a person with his name that's twisted?
My mom's brother is staying here.
Okay. No. I mean, what do you mean by the? What do you mean?
My mom's brother is staying with us,
Okay.
and he is a junior.
Oh, got it. Okay. I think I know what he's talking about. Okay, got it. I'm smelling smoke. Do you know if he's a smoker?
Yes.
He's just acknowledging it, or I'm smelling that, so there's a reference there. Your dad is blaming himself for his own passing. He almost makes me feel like he should have gone to the doctor or he should have taken his condition seriously. So he's almost blaming himself, but he is also acknowledging that no one was ever going to tell him what to do, and he was just going to do what he needed to do. So he didn't like doctors also, so he didn't trust them because he keeps going back to a story in the family where someone else, they trusted a doctor, whatever, they went in, they never came out. It's almost like something with the family about that and a relative. So he's acknowledging that. He also keeps showing me, it's going to sound weird. Do you have an image or is there a picture of your dad with a musical instrument or guitar?
Yes.
Okay. He's just acknowledging that image or that picture. He also says he sends you birds and feathers are you're gonna find them in like the craziest places, like white feathers. So he's acknowledging that's gonna be a sign from him. He's showing me a necklace. Do you have something that you wear around your neck that is connected to him, but it isn't an actual like necklace?
Yes, but yes.
Okay, because he's acknowledging that as well. Is there a Tiffany or no, it's not Tiffany. It's Tiny. Is there a Tiny or Taffy or Tiny? It's like I feel like I want to say Taffy or Tiny.
Tasha? Is it Tasha?
I don't know if it's Tasha. Who is Tasha to your dad?
Her daughter. His daughter.
His daughter. Oh, well. Did he call her Tasha or did he call her a different name?
I don't know what he called her.
Or just show like by Tashi or not Tasha?
Tashia.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is something. Okay, so he's probably acknowledging the sister. So he's probably like making reference or acknowledging your sister. He also keeps referencing, thank you. Are you planning on getting a tattoo for him or do you have a tattoo for him?
No, not yet.
He's drawing on my leg or my thigh. So I don't know if someone's planning on getting a tattoo. There's a tattoo that's going to be connected to him that's got like a thigh or a leg connection, or it's a tattoo of a leg or a thigh. But there's a reference to this because he's acknowledging that as well. Is there a picture of you dressed in yellow and y'all would have even been, I don't know, like a park or a playground, and it was when you were younger?
Yes, it was me next to a tree.
That's it. He's just acknowledging the picture and like this being one of his favorite of you. He says he loves you, that you don't have to hold the family together. Sometimes you got to let people fall where they fall. And he says that he wants you to focus on your own needs and make sure that you do what you need to do for yourself. He also says that you have given too many people the benefit of the doubt and you need to start holding people accountable to their own actions and behaviors, because he says that's not you. Feeling the way you feel isn't going to make them different. It's only going to make you angrier. And he's acknowledging that you need to be the one to let people go if they're not going to be who they need to be in your life. So he's making reference to that. He also says that you need to go back to your original desire and your goal for what you wanted to do in your life. So he says you can go back. He says, but you got to throw everything into it. So he's acknowledging that as well. Question, did you ever want to do, I don't even remember because it's been so long, but I keep seeing photography and pictures and cameras. Is there anything to do with photography?
Yes.
You need to go back to that. So he's acknowledging that, and he says that you can make this work, but you need to take it more seriously and throw everything at it. He's also acknowledging that you're going to get an unexpected sum of money that might be $1,000. Use it towards your dream. Don't just spend it.
Okay.
Okay? So he's just acknowledging that. He's with you. He's with you, sweetheart. He's okay.
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 Thank you. That was perfect.
Awesome, Mama. All right, Mama. I love you. And it's funny, you've been on my mind in like the last month, which is interesting because we're talking to you forever. But you've been on my mind in the last month, so it's been a hot minute. So we'll have to catch up on Messenger.
Okay, love you too. Bye.
Bye, Mama. All right. So that was Sarah. That was one of the people that used to work for me when I was a store manager at Starbucks, and she worked with me for a while, and it's been what? It's been like 5 or 6 years now, maybe 7 since I last saw her. So it's like, ooh, that was like a blast from the past, y'all. So okay, let me go over here real quick because I'm gonna answer a couple more, and then I'll jump over to Michelle Foxon on Facebook. Do you see me getting a job soon? There might be a potential job, but it's part-time. It's not going to pay you what you want to make. It may come up in the next month or month and a half. It's either government or it's got to do with like a local government or government related job or a school system because it's got a vibe to that. But it may be temporary because there might be another opportunity that comes up at the end of the year. Actually, I think you might be getting some additional training or getting some skills, and that may be why you make that change. Celine Whitman, I am struggling with getting my ex-boyfriend to understand that and accept that we are done. Will he ever get it? What do I need to do, please? I don't think he's going to get it. I think he's just going to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. It's going to come down to you, like, literally having to, like, block and like almost like even make it a point to say that you might file a charge or something because I don't think he's ever going to get it, and then he's going to make you out to be the bad guy, like you're why are you being so mean or why are you being so ugly or what did he ever do to you. Like he might try to twist it, but I do think that he will get it, but I still think it's going to take a couple more years. And even when you're in another relationship, he's still going to be that way, so you're going to have to send a pretty clear message. Also, if you find weird stuff in your mailbox, that's from him or that's got something to do with him because I can see him going by and like looking at your mail, which I'm like, what the hell is that about? So just FYI with that, okay? Kathy Brown, my heart misses my 3 sons every day. I would love for a message from them. Can they all come through together? I keep hearing happy birthday, so I'm assuming that there's a birthday within a month or within 30 days. So because I'm hearing happy birthday, so there's a reference there. I also keep acknowledging, thank you. There's a picture, because they're laughing, there's a picture, and it feels like I'm looking at like, what I'm reminded of, there's 2 things I'm reminded of that they're showing me. One is when like I used to go to Herman Park in Houston and they used the little train and all the kids were on the train. There might be a picture of them all on the train together, or there's a picture of one of them pulling the other 2 on like a wagon or a train, but there's something there because there's a reference to that. They also keep acknowledging a piece of art or a picture that it's almost like taking pictures and putting them together like a collage, but then possibly having something or ordering something that turns it into like a piece of art where there's like all 3, and then there's another person in the picture as well. They also keep acknowledging there's an animal and spirit with them. I feel like it's a dog maybe. I keep wanting to think of like a puppet. I don't know why I keep thinking of a puppet or poppet or like, those marionette puppets. Like I keep thinking of that and I don't know what that's about. So there's something about a puppet and then this animal. So there's a reference to that as well. They're also acknowledging the angel picture or the angel statue that is significant. It may even be at one of the sites where your son's remains are at, but I almost feel like I want to put an angel next to one of them. So there's a reference there as well. They're around you, sweetheart. Okay. All right, guys, I think I'm done. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to pick someone and actually I'm pick 2 people, like I said, and I'm going to have Roxy, my assistant, reach out to y'all and let y'all know who won. So I will let y'all know within the next 30 minutes. I'm going to try to do it quickly. so y'all don't have to wait too long. So if you don't hear from any of us in 30 minutes, then you probably didn't win. It's just so y'all don't like, you know, be waiting for it. Okay. I'll announce it though. If I'm going to announce who's won. So just FYI. So once I announce it, then y'all know it's done. So it may just take me a little longer. I know it's at 30 minutes, but I got like to do e-readings, and then I also got to do some other stuff as well. So I might not even pick it until later tonight, but just FYI guys, but I will post the people who are going to get the readings. Okay. All right, guys. I love you all, and I will see y'all next